What if I told you that your body is trying to talk to you right now? But haven't you learned the language yet? Have you ever felt something that doctors can't explain? That inexplicable heat coursing through your veins, that strange pressure between your eyebrows, or that mysterious pulse at the base of your skull that comes out of nowhere? Most people ignore these signs, treat them as anomalies, like system failures. But what if I told you that they are not failures? What if these symptoms were actually the oldest and purest language of your soul, trying to cross the barrier of the physical? There is an awakening happening right now, not in the clouds or in distant dimensions, but within your own flesh, blood, and bones. Your body is not just a vehicle. He is the map, the compass, and the destination. And when you learn to read the signals it sends, you don't just understand the journey, you become the journey itself. This is the moment when everything changes. At some point in your spiritual journey, signs cease to be metaphors. They become physical. They appear in your breath, in your skin, in your bones, and in your senses. And that's when you know you're entering the final stage of awakening. This isn't just about seeing angel numbers or vivid dreams. This is when the body itself begins to transform. Not because you're sick or stressed, but because you're aligning with something much older and smarter, the Kundalini force rising from within. You see, many people talk about awakening as if it were a mental or emotional realization, but for the chosen ones, it is deeper. Your own biology begins to respond. Your nervous system rewires. Their senses sharpen or distort. And sometimes symptoms arise that no doctor can explain because they are not from the physical world. They are echoes of your energetic blueprint coming into play. In this final stage, the body is not just a container. He becomes a messenger. Every pulse, chill, or flash of light you see through the corners of your eyes becomes sacred. You're no longer guessing if you're changing. You're feeling it in real time. This text will guide you through 7 rare symptoms in the body that only a select few experience. Those who are not only awakened, but chosen to reach the final layer of the spiritual process. These are not recycled ideas. They are new, raw, and real signs that emerge when the veil between body and spirit is undone. So if you've been feeling weird changes in your body lately, changes that you can't explain but that somehow seem significant, this is your confirmation. Something sacred is happening. Something old is awakening, and your body is paving the way. Let's get started. You begin to notice something that seems almost architectural within you. A column, an invisible tunnel, a central axis of space that doesn't make much sense to your physical logic. It extends from the pelvic floor to the neck, perhaps to the skull. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't pulsate, but it's there. You can feel it, especially when you meditate, breathe deeply, or go into stillness. This is your fully awakening Sushumna Nadi, the central spiritual channel along which the Kundalini energy rises. Most people never feel it directly, but when you reach the final stage of awakening, your body becomes so attuned that this central energetic highway becomes not only active, but physically perceptible. It may look cold or empty, but it's actually full of smart current. You can even feel sensations moving upwards within this spine. A breathless lift, a shiver that doesn't come from your skin, a kind of internal stretch. This hollow column becomes the bridge between his root and his crown, a corridor through which divine intelligence travels. It is a symptom that few talk about because few reach this stage. But if you're feeling it, your energy body has kicked in. Over time, this hollow sensation transforms from curiosity into a source of power. You may feel more crowd-centered, less reactive to chaos. This column becomes your anchor, your point of stillness. When the world pulls you, when the Kundalini is rising, the outside world becomes noisier, but this internal space remains quiet. It's where silence lives, where your intuition echoes. Some report feeling as if this spine has become a two-way spiral. The energy rises with clarity and descends back with grace. You are no longer just a being seeking light. You become a channel through which light moves in both directions. This sensation can even appear in dreams. You can dream of stairs, tunnels, staircases, elevators, all metaphors of what your energy body is now building within you. So the next time you pause, breathe, and feel that vertical space in your center, know that this is not empty. It is your divine conduit forming, and soon it will be the space from which your greatest clarity will emerge. You're silent, and suddenly you're aware that your tongue is doing something strange. She presses against the roof of her mouth. She bends backwards involuntarily. She begins to move at slow, unconscious paces. You weren't chewing. You weren't speaking, but your tongue knows something you don't. This is an ancient reflex called Kachari Mudra, awakening spontaneously. In traditional yogic systems, this gesture was practiced for years to activate higher states of consciousness. But for those in the final stage of Kundalini awakening, the tongue begins to move on its own as the energy reconnects its internal circuitry. The mouth, throat, and nasal passages are portals between the lower and higher energy centers. When the tongue begins this silent mudra, it is redirecting the life force toward your pineal gland and higher chakras. It is as if your inner being is preparing your body to speak the truth. Keep silence and become a conduit. Don't control. Let the tongue move. Observe without fear. You're remembering movements that transcend language, movements encoded in your DNA from ancient initiations. Some chosen ones report that the tongue seems to hover, then gently pushes against the soft palate as if tracing invisible circuits. It may seem that an ancient language is trying to emerge, not through speech, but through subtle internal gestures. This movement can also correspond to a ringing in the throat or a hot current behind the nose or between the eyes. You are activating energy gates linked to cosmic memory. This is not something taught, it is something remembered. These episodes are often followed by an increase in lucid dreaming, deeper silence in meditation, or even a brief moment of complete stillness in the body. It is a spiritual initiation being rehearsed in the only way it can be, from within. You're not imagining it. Your body is remembering a sacred map, and your tongue is tracing the course. You feel warmth in your body, but not like a fever. It's not your skin that burns. It's underneath it, in its muscles, in its organs. A slow, almost boiling heat that travels or persists for no reason. You check your temperature. Normal. However, you feel as if a fire is silently burning within you. This is the fire of the Kundalini rising to clear the residue of past emotional energy. It is an alchemical heat that only activates when your spirit is ready to purge deeply rooted patterns. This warmth often comes after spiritual insights, energy work, or intense emotional release. He doesn't rush, he cooks. It softens hardened beliefs. He releases traumas that have crystallized in his tissues. You can feel it most in your lower back, in the solar plexus, behind your heart, or in your palms. Some feel it during dreams or upon waking, a sign that transformation is happening across dimensions, not just in this physical world. Sometimes the heat comes in waves. It increases during silence and decreases during movement. Other times, it accumulates in places associated with emotional history. Old sadness can feel like warmth in the chest. Repressed anger can appear as burning in the abdomen. This warmth is intelligence. It is the sign that your soul has lit the match of truth and your body's past is now being transmuted into wisdom. You're not overheating, you are transmuting. Let the heat rise. It is proof that your old self is burning and turning to gold. It starts as pressure between the eyebrows, around the temples, behind the eye sockets. You rub your eyes thinking you're just tired, but the tension persists. It may even pulse or look like a band across your forehead. And then, as suddenly as it came, it stops and clarity invades. You see clearly, not only with your eyes, but with your mind, with your intuition, with your soul. This is the third eye chakra breaking through layers of blockage. As the Kundalini force rises to this center, it clears illusions that you once believed in. Your worldview begins to change. You stop seeing people as roles or situations as problems. Instead, you see patterns, archetypes, energy. After these waves of tension, you may experience color enhancement, heightened night vision, or symbolic dreams that feel like messages. The eyes themselves can appear brighter, more open, more magnetic. Some report seeing shimmering light when they close their eyes. Others feel gentle pressure in the middle of the forehead, especially during moments of inner truth. You may even begin to feel emotion through vision, as if your eyes are now sensing energy, not just light. You're not just seeing different. You're being seen by the universe in your full presence. It starts with a wrist at the top of your spine, where your neck meets the base of your skull. It's not painful. It's rhythmic, like a heartbeat in the back of your head. Some feel it as a pulse. Others say it's like a gentle beat. But it always comes with a message. Be quiet. This is the Bindu point activating. In yogic systems, this area is known as the point of fall of divine nectar. When the Kundalini rises to this region, it begins to shift its consciousness from ordinary consciousness to higher reception. After the pulse, your body may become still, as if frozen in sacred alert. His thoughts pause. Your senses diminish. You may hear nothing but your own breathing. This is your soul coming into deep alignment. The pulse is not just energy. It's a knock on the door between dimensions. And stillness is you standing on that threshold. This symptom often precedes moments of deep insight, spontaneous surrender, or mystical awareness. It can last for seconds or minutes. Some describe it as a spiritual anesthesia, a pause so that the divine can speak clearly. You may also find that during this stillness, emotions rise or fall effortlessly. A tension that you have carried for years can be released in one breath. A truth that you resisted can rest with tranquility. You're not shutting down. You're tuning in. Listen. Because what comes next can be a message that changes everything. There comes a time in the spiritual journey when your intellect, your logic, even your emotions recede. And in its place, your body begins to speak. He doesn't scream. He does not argue. It whispers through sensation, tension, rhythm, and release. The final stage of awakening is not merely a philosophical concept or esoteric landmark. It is lived and breathed. It is felt through every cell of your being. Your body becomes the last and most honest messenger of truth, and every symptom, no matter how strange, subtle, or inexplicable, is a sacred language trying to guide you home. Whether it's a ringing in one ear, a pulse at the base of the skull, or a strange warmth under the skin, none of it is random. These are not failures, they are updates. They are your soul's path of guiding you beyond words, beyond thoughts, into a realm of direct knowledge, into spiritual alchemy. At this stage, your body is not malfunctioning. It is awakening. You're not broke. You are being reconnected. The discomfort, the sensations, the sudden waves of stillness, these are all proofs that the veil is thinning, that your energy field is aligning with the divine current. Don't dismiss what you feel. Don't overthink it either. Just listen, just watch. Because your body, in its quiet and unwavering honesty, is becoming the antenna for higher frequencies. It is tuning in to receive codes, light, and memory that the mind cannot yet comprehend. So if your body has been talking to you lately in new and unfamiliar ways, take heart. You're not alone. You're not imagining things. You are entering the most refined, mystical, and intimate phase of your awakening. And this time, the teacher is not out of you. It's inside your breath, inside your bones, inside your silence. You are the message. You are the frequency. And your body is the sacred instrument now playing the sound of your soul's return. And now you know. There is no turning back. There is no more room for doubt. The signs you felt were not coincidence. They were not symptoms of something wrong. They were invitations to something extraordinarily right. His body always knew the way, even when his mind resisted. Every strange sensation, every inexplicable pulse, every heat wave was a door opening, a veil tearing, an ancestral code being activated within you. And now, as you look back, you realize that you were never alone on this journey. You were being guided by something much greater, something that lives in every beat of your heart, in every breath, in every silence. The final awakening is not about reaching a place. It's about realizing that you've always been there, waiting to remember. You are the temple. You are the flame. You are the return to the home that never really left.